Denton, Texas, 3:14 p.m.
I promise you, I'd have that motherfucker cornered and pinned down at that stop sign, ready to drag his retarded fucking ass out of his fucking car.
Yeah.
Sorry.
On April 10th, 2018, I visited a flat earth believer. Is Earth flat? I'm so excited. I'm about to visit Flat Earth. Yo, I'm about to go hang out with Patrick, aka Flatrick. Joey and I had him on Nobody Knows, but the thing is, we were very limited on what we could talk about. But today, it does not matter what we talk about, we're gonna talk about it all. And at the end, I'm going to tell you whether or not I myself believe in Flat Earth. So stay tuned. We're about to meet up with Cody. Hey. Ding! After scheduling conflicts were resolved, Patrick showed me around where he calls home, a small flat near downtown Denton.
If you can't film, just let me know.
Yeah, can we talk about this?
Yeah, absolutely.
What it is? All right, yeah, so it's, can I read it? Locate, relocate, erect, reconstruct, replace, renovate, repair, and alter any part of any sign against the peace and dignity of the state.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I'm in trouble for hanging a flag.
We set up in front of his house. I asked him to elaborate on his background and becoming a radical flat earther. Let's just talk about you real quick. Besides the flat earth thing and that, we'll get to that, but like, you as a person, you know.
I've been more or less self-employed for about the last 15 years.
Okay.
Doing general contracting, everything from fences and decks to roofs and interior remodels.
Yeah.
Use a lot of levels. I thought I wanted to be an astronaut when I was, 17, 18, and actually, like, briefly, but did, in fact, attend West Point.
Okay.
Which is where Buzz Aldrin, the second guy to lie about landing on the moon, went.
Let's talk about your journey to flat earth, like the original.
It was
what started it?
I was using a telescope exactly like one of these little ones.
Okay.
I was over there at Goodwill, and I brought it home. I zoomed in on the moon, and I looked at it for 20, 30 minutes. I was like, man, I got to know what these guys are thinking. And I never looked up anything on YouTube ever. And my girlfriend was like, get on YouTube. They'll have every video.
This is what, 2000 and...
This would have been 2000. It would have been January 2015.
To even set up this whole thing, we went online and we said, okay, if you were going to interview someone who believed in flat earth, what would you say? And you know what? And then even with prefacing with don't be an asshole, there's still people that can't help but be like, well, can you ask him, if he got dropped on his head or, the regular things. Or that, you know what I mean?
See, it's that kind of stuff,
yeah.
Right? And so if I was in my car,
you chase him down.
I promise you, I'd have that motherfucker.
Have you seen my kitten signs?
I have seen those.
And you were saying you have nothing to do with them?
And I'd say that I like those signs, and that if I had an extra $20 or $30 sitting around to print some up and disperse them, I would definitely say the idea has occurred to me before.
I wondered if being a flat earther impacted his life and affected his relationships. How has being a radical flat earther affected your life, your business, the way that you live? Relationships?
Surprisingly not as much as most people would think. I've got several friends that are scientists and involved in academia, and these are definitely not the kind of people to go against the system and put themselves out there in a way that that I knew I was kind of designed to do.
I mean, Thanksgiving isn't straight.
It was a little awkward this year.
After understanding his roots, I wanted to walk a mile in his shoes. So we went across town and picked up the Flatmobile.
The car's only worth like $700.
I mean, your CD player works, it looks like.
You bet your ass, dude.
There you go.
Well, until the most recent rig, everything on the car was still totally functional.
While driving around campus, he gave me a crash course on the flat earth theory.
The main things to keep in mind here, the horizon's always at eye level, regardless of your altitude. So the higher you get, that perfectly flat line, the horizon line, is always going to rise up to wherever you're making the observation from, right? Which negates conceptually the possibility that you're ascending above a large ball. Things out on the ocean or huge lakes do disappear from the bottom up, but it has nothing to do with them disappearing behind or being obstructed by any kind of wall of curved water. It has everything to do with where the observation's being made, and that you're actually at the lowest, densest, most moist portion of the atmosphere, which is going to have a profound effect on light moving through it at great distances. I tend to like to get up real early, and I'm usually over here around like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'll make a couple of laps through campus.
After riding around a bit, getting reactions, we headed to Denton Square and asked viewer-submitted questions. Ray asks, are the other planets flat? If not, why Earth? What's on the other side of flat Earth?
Okay, it sounds like we got a couple of questions mixed in there. No, the other so-called planets are, they're not flat. They're actually stars or points of light that exhibit retrograde motion, which is what distinguishes them from being stars. And what's on the other side of the flat Earth, to finish for Ray, is, I tell you, I don't know. But I'd also let you know, Ray, the deepest hole that's ever been dug on your ball-shaped Earth is a little over 8 miles.
Ariana asks, what's the point of them hiding the truth?
To keep us all stuck where they've got control over us. So if Earth's actually flat, it would seem that, which it is, that on a ball, right, you've got a limited amount of land, you've got a limited amount of natural resources, and it allows a small hierarchy of the people at the top to control everything.
Brittany asks, how can a lunar eclipse happen if the Earth is flat?
I would ask Brittany first, can you explain to me how a lunar eclipse happens if it's a ball?
Todd says, who cares? Even if it was, how does that change your day-to-day life?
I'd say I don't necessarily know yet, because I've only been aware of this fact for a few years now.
Busco asks, were you dropped as a baby or oxygen cut off at any time for an extended amount of time before 5 years of age?
Dropped? I don't know. My mom was an early childhood educator. What if you got like a degree in home ec? So I doubt I was dropped. I can hold my breath for, you know, in excess of 4 minutes, so maybe I was slightly deprived of oxygen on occasion.
Do you believe in aliens, evolution, global warming, dinosaurs, the Holocaust, or nuclear weapons?
I believe in none of those. Not one of them. Not in the slightest bit. You know why? Because I looked into it.
We said our goodbyes. After everything I'd heard, I had to hear from some round earthers to see what they had to say. They were easy to find. So how long have y'all been round earthers?
Since birth.
I was about to say,
Are y'all birthers?
Since I was like introduced to science, I guess.
Okay.
I guess it's like gained literacy.
Did y'all all graduate from college?
We
No.
are
Currently,
college students now.
College students now? Okay.
Yeah.
Is the moon round or is it flat? Like, why the hell would there be like a flat just surface in space just fucking sitting there?
You can't base all science and mathematics off of what is directly observable.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of these, you know, laws of physics and things that we know about the world are things that we've had to test. We've had to, you know, look into the more abstract side of things. You know,
Straight up, just the way that, you know, even like the Earth's core is what pulls gravity. You know, it's what pulls in gravity and stuff. Just for the sheer fact, like the middle of the Earth, for something to like, it can't be flat because it's gonna pull things in from all different areas. You know what I mean?
Is she a little flat earther? Or is she a round earther? Or does
she's cool with whatever. I mean,
Round Earth!
Yeah. I had learned everything there was to learn on both sides of this debate. You have a level? It was time for me to think and experiment on my own. Now, the thing is, me and Cody don't actually know if we believe in flat earth or not. It's, we're still doing some research, but it's not, I actually didn't know about all that stuff that he was telling us about.